guys, Andres here with Steps for Improvement, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my 5 best tips on how to become more fearless in your life and how to accept the opportunities that come your way and how to enter action with boldness. If you're in a position in your life where you feel that fear is taking over you and you're not able to do certain things that you wish you could do, then listen up, because these 5 tips will help you a long way. Tip number 1 is to say yes, and more specifically, say yes to more things. And generally when a fear consumes us, we tend to say no to a lot of things because we fear rejection, fear what other people will think of us if we accept whatever it is you're trying to accept. And we end up missing out on opportunities that could be enjoyable and that can actually be worth your time. Maybe for you that is dating. Maybe you miss out on a lot of dating opportunities, but you actually want to go on more dates. And say that maybe you see, a cute girl at the bar or out on the town, but you're afraid to approach her, to tell her she's cute and, ask for her number, for example. Simply because of that fear, you have this fear of maybe it's rejection, maybe it's what will she think of me, what will the other people around me think of me. But listen, in that moment you gotta cut this shit and say yes. Just do it. Obviously you should be saying no as well, but when a fear consumes us and we feel like it's taking over us, we gotta say yes more to different types of opportunities. Maybe it's an old friend that you haven't met in a really long time and you're kind of thinking about meeting him or her, but you're not quite sure, and he or she asks you if you want to hang out. Say yes. What's the worst that can happen? What do you have to lose? Speaking about saying yes to more things, I'm gonna say yes to a dope burger because it's lunchtime over here and I'm hungry, so let's get this burger. That was a really fucking nice burger. Fear is a really funny thing. It's always good to have a sense of fear in your life because it's something that it keeps you on edge and it keeps you aware of the situation that you're currently in, but at the same time it's really bad if you let it overcome you. That's why tip number 2 is to expose yourself. And you guessed it, you gotta expose yourself to your fear. Maybe you do something like this. I bet you did not see that coming, but honestly, you gotta expose yourself to your fear. A lot of people, they have a fear of rejection, for example. They're afraid that if they go up to that certain girl and they ask them out or ask for their number, that they're gonna get rejected and that's gonna be the end of their life. If you don't put yourself out there, then you're never even gonna have a chance at succeeding. If you, for example, have that fear of rejection, then you gotta understand one thing, and that is that rejection is good. It's an amazing way to learn and to develop whatever it is you want to develop. Simply learn from your mistakes. See it as a chance to grow and see it as practice. Like I said, there are a lot of things you can be fearful about, and fear. And if you don't currently know what it is, then tip number 3 is to get real. And more specifically, to get real with what it is you fear and why it means so much to you. Like I said, rejection could be one of them. Worrying about what other people think of you could be another thing. Maybe you have social anxiety. Let's say next time you feel that anxiety or that fear building up, then be aware of what it is you fear. And then simply understand why this fear is so important to you. This is a really good technique because it will make you understand that this fear is not even important. I've always loved this quote from 50 Cent from The 50th Law, one of my favorite books of all time. Let me pull it up on the phone right here. Alright, so in The 50th Law, Robert Greene and 50 Cent say that fear is a kind of prison that confines you within a limited range of action. And that's what your fears are doing to you. They're putting you in this sort of prison. They're stopping you from achieving things. So get real with your fucking fears. Now I got 2 more tips coming along your way, but I've actually got to head to work. So I'll pick up filming afterwards. Stay tuned for that. Your boy just got off work and I'm gonna continue the video, keep the video going. Tip number 4 is to be bold, and more specifically, be bold with your action. And typically when the fear consumes us, we tend to really move forward with these half-ass actions with no meaning or no confidence and no courage. So you gotta do the opposite and move forward with bold action. If you know your fear, like we talked about in tip number 3, then you gotta go forward with that fear and enter it with boldness. Like, I'll give you an example of a fear that's been consuming me for a while now, and that's filming videos outside. I've been kind of kind of scared of what other people will think of me, and you know, that's been really getting to my head. But as you maybe have seen in recent videos, I've been starting to, you know, film more outside. Like for example, this video is being filmed in its entirety outside in the city, you know, amidst random people walking past me, and that's been working, you know. I've been overcoming that fear by answering it with bold action. This works well for two reasons. Number one is that you don't really do any half-ass actions and you don't really move forward in a half-ass way. And second of all, you really ingrain this mentality of going into actions with boldness. And you know, and over time, that becomes the new norm. You become this badass who answers everything with boldness. A really great way of making this work is that the next time you decide or make a decision, you stick with it and you follow through with it with boldness. Speaking of actions, tip number 5 is to focus on your actions and not the whole goal or the outcome. No, I went over this in my last video, that we tend to get caught up in the whole grand scheme of really attaining that goal, that we forget the actions that we actually got to take. Alright, so maybe for me that means, you know, going outside and filming more like I'm doing right here. Because lately I've been really focusing on the whole outcome of me being able to film outside, but I really haven't been thinking about the steps. So this serves as a really great reminder for those who need to, you know, overcome their fears. This is a great way to get into the rhythm of actually taking action versus just procrastinating and thinking about the whole goal itself. So rather than thinking about the outcome or the goal, think about your actions, you know, think about the next actionable step that you can take, and you'll be on your way to overcoming your fear in no time. Alright, so I'm going to be wrapping up the video right here, but those were 5 tips to become more fearless, to move forward with really, you know, bold and courageous actions, and to really spark momentum into your life. Remember that fear is a good thing. It keeps you on your edge and it keeps you aware of the situation, but you cannot let your fears take over you, because that's when the momentum stops, and that's when you're not really achieving your goals. You know, you're not really taking the action to go forward to taking those goals. Try out those 5 tips that I just talked about and become fearless. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, because I upload new videos every single Friday, and make sure to follow me on Instagram as well, because I'm dropping new content there every single week. Really try to move forward with bold, courageous action by using the 5 steps that I just talked about, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.